What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Don't worry, John will be here. He is experiencing some audio and video technical difficulties. And as you know, the only way to fix that is to restart. So he's doing that now. What's up, y'all? What? Grab my. What's up, Marvin? Fellow Blazorians, is that what we call ourselves? Is that who we are? We need a Blazorian t-shirt. Someone make us, you know what? Let's do, hold on. While we wait for John, let's just design a t-shirt for all the Blazor people right here, right now. Oh, that's weird. It's just sharing the contents. No, I don't want to do that. I want to share the whole browser. StreamYard is weird that way. If I just share my whole screen here, what could possibly go wrong? I think it's this one. Dude. I think I'm sharing now. You probably see a lot of me. Okay. Bing Designer. Can't. This isn't gonna work, is it? We'll try anyway. A t-shirt. How should we say this? A design for a t-shirt. For Blazor. It doesn't know what that is. Help me. Help. Where are you, chat? Put you over here. What is this prompt? I'm trying to write a prompt. We're designing a t-shirt. What's the prompt? You can't see my screen. Hold on. Sorry, John's not here. I don't know how to StreamYard. All right, so here we go. What is? We're creating a design for a Blazor t-shirt. Marvin, the auth part is driving you crazy. Welcome to the reality of my life as well. Have I ever tried to implement an auth based on an existing table which is not using EF core? I don't know that I understand that. I mean, you're storing the credentials in a table and it's not using EF, you're accessing it like some other way? I don't know. Tell me more. Okay, a design. We need a design for a Blazor t-shirt. We need a design. Prompting is the worst because you just have no idea what to ask for. What would I like to create? I want a design for a t-shirt. It is for a development. write a framework for a framework called Blazor. People who use it are called Blazorians. There's no way. I can't. This is just going to be just what? Oh, it's going. Here we go. What does this number mean? This 14? Boosts? I don't know what that means. Call it the angular. No, we can't put that on a t-shirt, Marvin. Let's see. Basically, select from table where username and password, if true, sign in. I mean, you can't just do that. You can't just write that SQL and execute it. I don't know. Seems pretty straightforward to me, but I'm probably missing something. I am but a simple man. All right, hold on. After we get our t-shirt design, we'll get on to writing some Blazor today, but we're solving important problems here, which is that we don't actually, is there an existing Blazor t-shirt? Oh, wait. Not here. Here. Blazor t-shirts. Oh, Redbubble. Let's see what we got. Stickers. What is this? Oh, that's Veet. This is a Hawk t-shirt. Solana SOL crypto altcoin. Close enough. Oh, it's a cookies issue. Because you cannot set cookies. At least in Blazor. You can't control cookies with Blazor server? Is that true? That would be bad. What's this? Elixir? Nope. There isn't one. Hold on. What happened to our... What in the world? Why is this taking so long? Thanks for your patience. Okay, so like there's not an existing Blazor shirt. Blazor WebAssembly. What? What is that? That's a Blazor WebAssembly shirt. Wait, no. I clicked on an ad. I don't want to do that. How do I... There we go. Here's the shirt. .NET New Blazor. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? The Blazor?
Burke, I leave you unsupervised for a couple of minutes, and what are you doing over here?
We're trying to redesign the Blazor shirt using Bing Image Creator. It's not working at all. And then I found this existing Blazor web. Somebody made a Blazor WebAssembly shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like the logo's down a little too low. Like maybe it needs to be up higher, like up here. But, and also I don't understand what's happening. It looks kind of like a floppy disk, but I do appreciate the attempt here to like visualize WebAssembly. It's not easy to do. Marvin is asking about, he's saying you can't, he's asking questions about Auth with Blazor server and saying that you can't control cookies with Blazor server. And I was like, is that true? Surely you can set and read cookies with Blazor server, right? John, are you filming with a potato today or is it my internet?
Okay. I'm actually back on.
Are you back? Am I back? What is going on?
I think I'm back. Yes.
Are you back? John, can you hear me?
You know how when you reboot and it fixes problems and then everything seems cool? And then, yes.
Whoa, that's a heck of a delay.
You done with that shirt?
Hold on. And I tell you, literally every guide about Auth and Blazor is using identity or Auth 0, but this is pretty much overkill for simple business apps. So Marvin, it sounds like what you're looking for is like a tutorial on just simple username and password storage in a SQL table and how to do that with Blazor. Is that right? It wouldn't be a Galloway stream without technical issues. You never have technical issues.
Rough. I rarely do. This was a weird one.
I know.
It
All
was
right.
the browser had no access to even to my mic or anything.
Bro, you're still like, you're janky. You look like you're on a potato to me. Like you logged in from a potato. To me, you do on my screen.
I did log in from a potato.
Dude, there's like a 5-second lag
My
between the time I talk and the time you
computer is
respond.
installing everything.
It's unusable.
But that's normal.
No, we cannot
Oh
have an
my
interaction where there's a 5-second delay.
I'm calling
How long did that take?
from outer space, Burke.
Holy crap. All right, well, maybe we should just like get to the point. Maybe that'll help. Hopefully your connection improves, or mine does. Maybe it's mine. I knocked on the router.
It's me.
What is going on? What's wrong with your internet?
Something's installing. I'm in here killing every process I can find. Yeah.
Here.
I'll get
You're
there.
updating
I'll get there. It'll be
Fortnite.
worth it.
All right, so chat, just let's get to the point. So we went to production last week, which was super exciting, and we did that after being unable to successfully migrate and get Twitter Auth to work. And then after we went to production, I got it to work. So it's back. Essentially, what happened here is that in static web apps, like let's go and take a look at this. It might make more sense to look at it in person. In the portal, in static web apps, here's our app. No, thank you. Here's our app. And when you create $31 remaining, that's good. When you create a static web app, you get authentication for free. And the way that it's social authentication for like every provider. And the way that this works is that static web apps has their own app registered, like universally with Facebook and Twitter and Google and GitHub. And so you're logging in through their app. So you don't have to do your own app registrations. And that doesn't work with Twitter anymore. And they have no plans to fix that. And so here's what happened. If you want to have your own authentication, like if I click on Twitter, let's go here to, if I click here on Twitter, let's do GitHub. Oh, it brought me right back. Let me sign out. I need one that's going to take us through some sort of a flow. You can see the app right there. So it looks like my app, right? So if the user goes to the page, the confirmation page they get is like you're trying to sign into the URL list. Otherwise, it would say you're trying to sign into Azure Static Web App. So if you want that, you have to turn on custom authentication. And that is in the standard plan at $9 a month. And you get this custom authentication. And custom authentication is where you have to go to the different providers and actually set these up yourself. So if we go to, let me see if I'm logged into GitHub on this account. I am. So like, let's go here to settings. Then let's go to developer settings. And here's where you can register apps. So here's the URL list, right? And this is what's being used to log in. And you can see here's the different keys. Here's the logo. Here's the app name. Here the authorization. I don't know why that was so hard. Callback URLs. Okay, and so if you want this, if you want to be able to use this kind of authentication, you have to update to the standard plan. So all of that to say, when I did that, Twitter Auth started working again. And I swear to you, John, I had tested that before. I had done that before and it didn't work. And so I thought Twitter authentication just didn't work with static web apps at all, but it does if you use the standard plan here for general purpose production apps. So this is good because general purpose production, that's us, $9 per month. I can float that. My credits will cover it. And we get 5 domains, which is cool because so now we can add, because right now we have a root domain and a www. So that's all the domains we could have.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So now we can have api.theurls.com, john.theurls, whatever we want to have. Custom authentication, private endpoints, not something we're using at the moment. 500 megabytes in app size, 10 staging environments, enterprise grade edge. I don't know what that is either. So anyway, once we turn that on, go back. Once we turn that on from the code, then it's like, well, then how do you make that work? It's all driven by a configuration file. And what you do is you put in the static web app config, you put this auth and identity providers, and then all your identity providers here. And then these are stored as environment variables in the app. They're stored here. Maybe. Where'd they go? They're all here. Don't worry, you won't be able to see them. Don't freak out. So here's all of our look, they're almost all uppercase now. I like that. Makes me happy. Oh my gosh. So that's how this works. And then so you enable the standard hosting plan, you add this stuff in, and then you set it all up in like GitHub and Twitter and Google, which I did. And then it just freaking works, man. Which means that
this is so silly. I mean, how many hours? I know you spent so many more than I did.
But. Oh man. Like how much time did I spend trying to make this work? Let me log in with Twitter. So then let me tell you what I did next, because all this stuff was done off stream. So let me log in.
Okay, first of all, I'm happy. You see how fast that's loading?
How fast what? The site's loading?
The site loads fast.
I'm on like a gigabit connection over here. It's insanely fast. My connection's insanely fast. But yeah. I mean, let me put it this way. I've hit the site a lot from a lot of places, and I've not noticed it being terribly slow. Now, John, after I did this, one of the things that we get with this, one of the things that we get with this also is we get these additional claims in the auth. So if we look at the me endpoint, I'll show you what I mean. So before we were just getting this stuff here, but once we turn on the standard auth, we get the claims. And look at all the stuff we get. The name, right? Now you know where I live. It's great. My image, right? We get this for every provider, which means that we can do this. And then I added this signed in with Twitter just because I felt like I would want to know if I signed in with a different provider and then was like went to my lists and didn't see any of my lists here. I'd be like, why are they not here? And then I'd be like, oh, I'm signed in with Google and I should be signed in with Twitter or whatever. Although and then here's all my lists. All my lists are just magically here.
Oh, here we have a good question. I can answer a question while my internet is working. Which Blazor mode is this app using? So because we are using static web apps, this is Blazor WebAssembly. So this is all the code is executing on the client, and it's calling back to Azure functions on the back end. So, yep.
This is true.
It's a good question because in .NET 8, there's all kinds of different like rendering modes and all that sort of stuff, but we don't have access to that from this.
So John, all your lists should just be back.
Yeah, this is crazy. We have some weird questions going on in Twitch. It's making me wonder if I connected to the wrong account or something. Nope, that's it. I don't know what's happening. All right. Well, this is great. I mean, so it's net positive now, and then we can add in other accounts,
Other providers, yeah.
other providers. The one other thing I did wonder about, which this is like maybe someday or never, is like combining accounts. So like, sometimes I may log in, like some sites you can log in with multiple providers and it'll merge it all together. But that
Yeah.
gets more
So this is again where Twitter kind of screws us. Screwed by Twitter again. Here's the answer to that. I think when you log in, we're logged in here with Twitter. What do we get back here in the claims? We get back my name, my username, the identity provider, but there isn't really anything that can link me to a different account. But if we log in with something like GitHub, so let's log in with GitHub, and then let's look at those claims. So let me sign in here. And I'm going to have to auth. Always use that two-factor, y'all. Now, when I do this, now look at the claims for GitHub. Look at what GitHub gives us. We scroll down here, it's like my username, cool, subscriptions, these are my orgs, my repos, user, true. But look at this. See what it gives us? It gives us my email address. And if we log in with Google, we get the same thing. So both Google and GitHub provide the email address. And with the email address, it doesn't matter what you log in with, we could link you across. But because of Twitter, we can't do that.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. We could with some extra work. We could basically, you log in with one account and then connecting accounts, you log in with another account. And then we say, okay, you've logged in.
Oh, link account, have like a link account.
Linked accounts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
And we could basically link this email address or hashed email address connects to this Twitter account,
Also, I migrated the database. I don't know that we need to talk about that, but I'll show you what I did there. It's pretty simple. I went through and I did a select.
Weird. You can't do an update query, so we have to loop through.
Correct. Right? And there's probably a better way to do this, but I ended up having to do a patch. I couldn't just do a replace. I never could figure out why. But I took every record that had a Twitter that had a user ID but no identity provider. That's how I know that it's Twitter. And I set the provider, and then I set the user ID to be hashed. I updated the user IDs to a hash. And I did this in a backed up database, right? I ran this in a backed up database, pointed the app at that, deployed it, and then told you and waited for you to tell me none of my lists are showing up, but you never did. So we're still running on, and we have the previous version of the database still hanging out in case things go south.
Cool. Oh, okay. So we got a question on the browser requirements, because this is using WebAssembly, but basically WebAssembly works in every modern supported browser out there. Safari, Chrome, Edge, Firefox, like any of the latest stuff.
It's a good. I had this thought, like, is there any place that it doesn't work? Let's go to can I use WebAssembly? What are we looking at here? It says doesn't work in IE11.
Bummer.
But it works everywhere else except for Opera Mini.
Yeah. And then question on iOS, and it's goes back to saying iOS 14. Or I mean, sorry, iPhone. I don't know.
Yeah. It works very well on iOS.
Yeah. So good stuff.
Yep. So
yeah, it's weird. It's
awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. So one thing that I saw now, your system is light theme.
Right,
Your
correct.
system theme. My system is dark theme. And so when I went to the site, I saw dark mode.
I can fake that. So if we do data theme equals dark on the HTML, that will put us in dark mode.
Okay. Now, when I go to it, though, let me see. Let me double check here. Because maybe it was just a momentary thing. No? Okay. Yeah, it's totally working for me. I thought we had work to do.
Yeah, because I fixed it.
Okay. So what did you do?
I couldn't help myself. It's not ideal, like it's not the best. I mean, there are still things that we could do to make better, but I fixed these all the
You got to leave
colors
us
and the
somewhere to be
shadows.
live here.
But you can still see there's like a shadow above the up here. Like that's not quite right. That needs to be
So what
fixed.
do you have to fix?
I mean, it's tricky. The theming stuff is kind of hard to understand. I had to fix, if you remember back to when we did this, we set some variables up here, and then we did this stuff here. This is essentially it. And then for the link bundle item, I needed to I added link bundle details. I added here at the box the drop shadow. But we actually need to fix this. Should we fix that now?
Sure.
Want to see what else I did, John?
Yeah.
Watch this.
I'm watching. Is it going to kick off more than one thing at a time?
Oh, yeah. You're going to love it. Although it's awful slow. Here we go. Building out the Blazor side.
It looks like we've got to update a package there. System type. Have I misgraded my login? Potentially, yes. We're on Twitch Visual Studio.
What does it want us to update? The field modal login show Twitter migration messages assigned to value. Yeah, because we're not doing any of that anymore.
Yeah, so we could get rid of that.
These are all warnings.
Yeah, it's a warning, but that system text JSON, we can fix that really.
Okay, so maybe let's fix these warnings first.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it here because I can get the syntax. Okay, system JSON 8 has known high severity vulnerability.
Yeah, we can easily just bump the version on that. That's no big deal.
Okay, so where do we do that? In the project file?
So which projects it's showing in? It's showing in shared.
Client.
So shared project. Maybe both.
Shared.
So it's all shared.
It looks like it's all shared. Okay. So then
let's look. What's the latest?
Shared. Okay, so what does it want us to bump it to?
I don't know. I'm looking real quick. It looks like the latest is 804.
8.0.4?
I'm double checking. Yeah, 804. Oh, 3 days old. Yeah, this is actually a fresh thing. There's we're just catching this actually. This just came out 3 days ago, this fix.
It likes that better. Okay, so then let's fix the rest of these. Sortable list, non-null property items must contain a non-null value when exiting the constructor. Okay.
So this is just that nullability warning stuff. Oh wow, we're cleaning up the warnings. We're down to the nice stuff here.
So how do I fix this?
Okay, so which line? It's saying line.
It says the variable e is. Wait, hold on. Man, there's so many.
Yeah.
Must contain a non-null value.
Okay, we should be using Copilot to fix this, right?
Shouldn't we know how to? So first of all, I'm not getting any IntelliSense here because the C# dev kit. I'm just going to reload the editor.
Okay.
It's not even giving me a squiggly here. Right? I should get a squiggly on the warning.
Mm-hmm. And it's only shown at runtime, which is right. I mean, which is what you're saying, but
it should show here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so nope.
No problems detected.
There we go. I knew there was. All right, so let's. Oh my gosh, there's so freaking many. Why are there 27 problems? So this is not a problem.
Yeah,
I've been
it looks
having
like
this issue with the C# dev kit where it with Blazor.
Mm-hmm. I'm having. I don't know where to put us. I guess over here.
I restarted the extensions.
Blazor,
it doesn't recognize any of the custom elements, like found markup element with unexpected name, link bundle items.
Yeah, that's not helpful.
That ain't right.
Oh, and those sorts of errors I only see normally when I open when the actual it's open in a tab. Like probably if you close it, it'll go away. Or I don't know.
We shouldn't see these at all.
No, we shouldn't. Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything about this. Oh, but you do have that. See that yellow squiggle there on line 27?
Yeah, but these are just bad errors. Found markup element with unexpected name.
So Janisku is asking a good question. Could this be fancy with Aspire? And I've thought about that a lot, but I think with Azure Static Web Apps, this is one of those cases where I'm not sure. Aspire is awesome for distributed apps. We're running Azure Functions, which as of right now, they don't have like full support for functions. You can make it work, but it doesn't really add much. And we've already got a proxy with the SWA proxy. So I don't know that Aspire would actually add much here.
So it's saying we can make it nullable. Like we could do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or should we do like
initialize it?
Thing?
Yeah, you could do that.
Or like
you need to give it a. Yeah, you can. Or Burke, you can just do new parentheses, new open close parentheses.
So it's like this, right?
Isn't that could also do default. Right?
No. What am I looking for here? Equals just new like this?
Yeah.
So what do we want to do?
Well, so that depends. What's the use? What's happening on this page? If you come to this page
list, so this is our component which makes the sortable. And so this is the list of items that we're passing into it.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever want that to be null.
What if you just have an initial sortable list with nothing there yet? You delete all the items.
You still have an empty backing object though, right?
Which would be an empty list, wouldn't it?
Right. Which is what this creates.
So that looks great.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take that. On to the next one.
Oh, so that's a good point. You can do a few different things. Phil Schnabel with an idea here. There's a few ways to do things. I don't know really necessarily that there's a benefit. You can do open close bracket, and that's the new collection. What is it called now?
Does that work?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I mean, I guess we got rid of 3 characters. Collection literal. Yep, that's it.
All right. New link. It doesn't like.
Thank you.
Warning, converting null literal or possible null value to non-nullable type here. What does Copilot recommend?
Yeah.
Converting, you can the freaking modify the code to use the null conditional operator ? Dot when creating the URI object. What? Like that's a thing? Wait.
Just a second. I'm giving Fool Snabble a prize
Eh.
for helping. Okay.
That doesn't work. Wait. Just go away.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Okay, variable E is declared but never used. That's an easy peasy fix. We don't need to catch the exception here unless we want to log it, right?
Yeah.
We don't log anything though. Where are we going to log it to? The console?
So which one's this running in? This is on Blazor?
Yeah, this is on the browser.
Oh, yeah, we really can't log to anything here. We could write it to the do we want to write to console?
I think we do, just because if it throws an error, we at least want to be able to open the developer tools and see. And I think Copilot will probably do this because the comment's already there.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Eh.
Jay agrees with URI.
It's no help to me.
URI?
Log the error. Do we want to just do that? Or I feel like I want to say unable to. So what is string interpolation in C# is?
$sign.
Dollar sign? Like this.
Yep.
Right?
And then no, then you need open close. Yeah. You need curly braces around your variables. Yep.
I don't have access to link here. I do. Like this, right? And then we're going to log out the error. And we're going to do that.
You could do a /n in there to get us on a new line or something.
So like just, is it R and N or just R, just N?
I forget.
Which one of these is new line and which one's
carriage return? Carriage return line feed.
That's the carriage return and this is line feed.
Yeah, just /n is what is.
What's the difference between a carriage return and a line feed? Yeah, we're going to learn this right now because I've been programming my whole life and I don't know.
I can tell you one is CHR 10 and the other's 13.
A carriage return and a line feed.
Carriage return goes to the next line, and usually a line feed goes down. Yeah, it is typewriter.
Text files, a carriage return and a line feed are two different characters that control. Carriage return, the character moves the cursor to the beginning of the line.
Dude, Phil Schnabel is winning the game here today. Yeah.
What did he say? What did they say? Ghost. On Windows, you need traditionally /r/n to get a new line because you have to move the cursor to the start of the line and then press enter.
It's still not super clear, honestly.
That doesn't make sense. That would just move the line down, wouldn't it? Like,
I think one creates the next line and the other moves.
All right, but let's just like logically, if I said I'm going to move the cursor to the front of the line, then I'm going to press enter. What am I missing?
/n moves to a new line but doesn't move. Yeah. We're seeing, I think, different answers. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore. So
Man, in my early days, I learned on BASIC, and I was typing CHR10, CHR13s.
I want to know the difference, though. This character moves the cursor to the beginning of the line
Ask
without
Copilot, say
advancing to the
like,
next.
"This is not." Give me a practical example or something.
Windows uses a combination of character to represent a new line in text files. Okay, so in Windows, in Unix, it only uses /n. Older Macs used /. Okay, so this is a Windows only thing.
Mm-hmm. So, but I believe the console is the browser console is its own thing. It's like, I bet the browser console is going to work more Unixy, but I don't know, whatever.
For the browser console, do I need /r/n or just /n? You only need /n.
Yeah.
The combination of RN is primarily used for Windows-based text files and is not necessary. You're right. Fuel
Okay.
eating the AI.
And calling out, Jay's saying it doesn't apply here, but if it was a text file, the better thing is environment.newline.
It's to engage in this line of inquiry. All right, so we just need /n. Okay. So that's what we learned. We learned that if you want to go to a new line, it's /n everywhere but Windows text files. And it's just admit it. Right. Admit that you don't know what you're talking about.
How many warnings do we have left?
Let's see. We got this one is fixed. We just have this one. The field, this one right here, which, oh shoot, this doesn't exist anymore. So we can just pull all this stuff out.
Yeah. Oh, which question? Question ignored. Maybe
this one. Pull this one out.
I don't see a question mark. Oh. There's a question. Okay. In Blazor app, does it write to standard out or web console? So I believe it's going to write to the console. It's running in the browser.
Yes, and it will write to the debug console.
It might do both, actually.
It does, I believe. No, it doesn't write to the debug console because the debugger's not attached. This is, John, this issue with the C# dev kit is really bugging me.
Like, yeah, I know.
Unnecessary.
I know I know they're working on it and things are happening, but it's like, okay. So I do want to say this because I've read through some of the issues and all this. Razor is a really complex language. And the reason is because it's integrating all of HTML, all of JavaScript, all of CSS, and all of C#. And it has these kind of magical transitions where you can, in the middle of code, you can just do like an @if, or you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, you're C# now. So the amount of like complication stuff going on there, it's just a lot. It's like multiple. Did I say JavaScript too? It's got JavaScript, C#, HTML, and C#. All have to be like, all could work. And the variable in one place can be inserted in another or something. You know what I mean? So it's got like C# code can be templated into HTML, which can be called from JavaScript. So, I mean, it's hard.
I mean, I get it. It's just like, is there a way for me to restart .net or something like a what? Just,
yeah, I don't know. I know too. They've got stuff going with the LSP. Like that's what it's, the language server protocol.
I can't live my life this way. Oh, I can't even uninstall. Uninstall. Restart. Reload. Reload. Oh, I restarted. Yes. Now we get syntax highlighting.
Yeah. Reboot. Yeah. Yeah. So I do, like
And then let's
comments.
install it.
It does generally work better in Visual Studio Desktop. The dev kit is like, it's definitely something where like it's being worked on and they're rolling out updates regularly, and they do have the feedback. It does help to keep logging issues and stuff. But yeah, James is saying you can restart the language service. So you go.
Yeah, I just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Restart language server. Yeah, you can. Now that's nice to have an entry
Yeah,
point
and by the
there.
way, there's a lot of good stuff in there. For instance, we could have probably updated that NuGet package directly in there too. So there's like NuGet package management in there and stuff.
I'm going to stop myself from Googling this.
Okay, yeah. So let's right click and update. Well, yeah.
Is that in there? In the Solution Explorer, which I don't use enough.
Which, by the way, that is a rookie mistake. And I also, a lot of time. Okay, so that is cool. Which I gotta keep.
Oh, we could have done it right there.
I know, but for me, it's like it's one character in the CS proj file too. So it's kind of like, it's nice.
True, but the nice thing about this is that when we were actually looking at this before, we're like, I don't know what version is. Yeah.
However, I am glad that I actually brought it up on nuget.org, because that critical issue goes all the way up to 8.0.3, and 8.0.4 came out like 3 or 4 days ago. So that was something I hadn't seen in release notes. It's good to know.
Yeah, it was nice that it told us about the error. It would have been really nice if it had been like, by the way, also you need this version of this to fix
which
that.
by the way, there's also stuff with like NuGet audit. There's new updates and stuff going on there too. So
if you wish, I'll use VS Code without any plugins to edit Razor, so I get no interference. Okay, but then you get no.
Yeah.
There's no type checking, or it's just you're going in blind.
Megapix with a good question. So collapse problems don't exist, right? And that is correct. That is true. So when
that is absolutely true.
In
fact, I wonder if I close these, will the problems go away? I bet they will. Watch this. I'll make them go away. Don't worry.
Reload.
Don't worry. We're gonna fix them like this. Look, no problems. All the problems are resolved. All right. What are we doing next?
What I was thinking, if we've cleared all this out, like we do have a backlog, and I went in there. Remember the project? One semi-obvious thing I think is to add a dark mode toggle, like in the header or footer.
Okay, so I had that same thought. Where should we put that?
Yeah. Okay, so there's different standards for this. You can put it. There's not really a footer, but I mean, we could put it down in a footer.
We can add a footer because we actually need. There's some other stuff we need, John. We need like a privacy policy, and we need an acceptable use policy.
And Copilot is going to write all that for us.
You're darn right. Or ChatGPT. Copilot may refuse on account of it not being.
Yes. Yep. Okay. And so maybe we'd need a footer, and we put that stuff there. Also, while we're at it, we should update, like when you click on the about link, there's odds and ends. The README page on the site still isn't updated.
Still old? Okay, so let's go with the toggle. Let's start there.
And so there's also testing too.
There's what?
Test. What do you think about what sort of testing would be applicable for us? Like we could do Playwright that could be integrated in with our CI stuff. We could do some minimal function testing, just some like, there's also health checks. So I mean, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is that someone pinged me earlier this week, McKinnon, and I was like, hey, we've got missing stuff. And it would be nice to have some actual like checks where we know before anyone else.
Yeah, I think that Okay, so I've never been a huge fan of unit testing. I feel like it doesn't do a great job of capturing what's actually happening in the application.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to do a playwright test where playwright goes through and does all of the things that someone might do in the application, goes through all of the different user flows.
Yeah. I mean, that would be nice to do too.
We didn't
And
have that for a long time, right? All we had was unit tests, but now we do have that. So
I like that. The integration test is kind of better anyways, right? Because I don't
yeah,
care if method foo returns an int. Like I care about, you know.
yeah, exactly. I've always felt that way about, and so also though, when I was working for Telerik, the engineering lead for Kendo UI, Korchev, was really big on unit testing. And
Mhm.
his point was that like we never ever ship code that isn't tested, ever.
Yeah.
And his insistence on that made it so that Kendo UI just rarely had any issues in it, right? I mean, there were some, but it was rare, man.
If it's done right from early in the project, it is pretty magical because like, and also you've got a team that's just like, part of creating a new feature is write a failing unit test and all that. Like I have worked with projects like that, and it is sweet, but it's hard to shoehorn in once the project's rolling. And then it's like what I like too, though, I have seen when people adopt it where you just say like, okay, we'll start whenever we fix something. Let's write a test that would have caught that issue. You
Yeah.
know, so, but I agree with what you're saying. The biggest win is that is the integration test, playwright, whatever, where we just get like it runs through the site, you know, and just verifies things are working.
In our case, I think so. I think the other argument for unit testing would be that if you had an application that was incredibly complex, so like let's use VS Code as an example.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know how they do tests for VS Code, but I would be surprised if they were doing something like this. Seems like something you would unit test because there's 10 million different things that are happening or could happen,
All at once.
right? And
Interactions.
there's no user flow that you can write that would test all
Yeah.
that, but you can unit test it.
I'll say one other thing is that things have gotten easier for both integration and unit testing. With integration testing, with like Playwright, there's a Playwright recorder. With unit testing, you can also have Copilot generate unit tests. So you can say write tests for.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah, you can. And you know, I mean, like anything, it probably works. You know, you're going to have to test your tests, but I mean, it's definitely gets you in the ballpark with the annoying things like, oh, I've got to mock out this service or whatever. Like it helps with that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the comments here.
Yeah.
Based Burke, not like unit tests. There's two types of people: those who don't test and those who won't admit it.
I think that there's a bit of a pushback because for a while it was just dogma, like you must love unit test and nothing, you know, like in some cases it can kind of ground things to a halt.
All right, John, we need to implement this dark mode toggle because we spent too much time designing a Blazor t-shirt and now
Okay, yeah, we got to go.
Running out of time. I don't even know if Bulma has a toggle in it.
Oh,
It
I looked into
has
this.
it has these. We're
No,
looking for that little like iPhone toggle though, aren't we? Isn't
I
that
thought
what
it had a toggle button. I thought there was a toggle button.
Blockbox button content?
There's like a
symbol,
switch.
tag, switch, breadcrumb card, menu, message modal navbar, pagination, panel tabs. Bulma CSS switch. There's probably a contribution. Yeah, Bulma extension.
Yeah, and even look on the site. That's what I did. If you go to the Bulma website, it's got its toggle.
There's no toggle on there, is it? On Bulma?
Sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, see up by the magnifying glass next to download. So I was thinking
that's how they did it. We could do it the same way.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, right? I think their site is open source. We could look at what they're doing there. I think
we sure can. Let's see if they're using Bulma to do that. Just because it's the Bulma website. Okay, so they're using
Font awesome, is it? Or?
JS BD nav themes.
I'll move us here.
BD theme default. Class equals BD. They're changing the class
Of that, which is
they're adding data theme dark or data theme light. And if it's system, then they just remove it altogether. Okay, easy peasy. We just need to implement this UI, which is like.
Can you just copy HTML?
What is this? What is this thing? BD nav menu is. See, I don't think this is part of the website. We're gonna have to build this. We should be able to use a drop down though. In the nav. Where is it? Where is it? Components. Nav bar. There is a drop down, which we already have. It's this thing here.
Yeah.
So we should be able to add another one of these and just put the selection in there.
Is that in new link or the header?
What did I put? Oh, nav bar is what I want to do. Thank you. So here's the drop down for the auth. So let's put it right next to that. And I'm not going to start the emulator because we don't need to. I don't think we do need to. Lies.
Fool Snabble's asking.
Oh, there's an unexpected closing div.
Bulma's been around for a while, right? You built this in 2019, the first time through.
Yeah, it's.
I honestly hadn't heard of it or noticed it since you talked about it. I like the level that it's at. Like, it's a nice balance between something that like Bootstrap and something like Tailwind. I feel like it's pretty semantic for the most part without being like dogmatic about it.
I don't think I grabbed. Yeah, I really like it. It's very simple. People like. I feel like that's not what I copied in. People really like Tailwind.
Yeah, I gotta say.
And
I'm gonna anger the Tailwind people again, but it's just.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but I'll just chalk that up to the fact that I don't get it. And
I feel like Tailwind is similar to like Photoshop or something for web dev. Like it is a good tool for making the page look like you want it to look like. But if you care about your HTML, you can make it work. There's systems for building semantic stuff too. Like you can build out a nice build pipeline, but then you need a build pipeline. And I don't know, it's just, that's fine. It's not the way I approach HTML or CSS. So
I'm just gonna do this by hand because I can't do it. And then we want some kind of like an icon or we want an icon. Oh, take it easy. So let's just like pull this up here. Why is it not showing up? Yo. Can I not have?
There's nothing. There's no.
Oh, this is in the is logged in. We don't need to do that. Get out of here. Let's. Is logged in. It doesn't matter if we're logged in or not. We don't care about any of that. It still isn't showing up.
Is it a restart issue? Do you save the change?
Yeah.
Are you still in is logged in? No.
No.
Okay, why don't we put some actual text just in case there's something to do with the icon menu?
Oh, you know what it is, John?
I don't yet.
This is the burger. It's a little more complicated than what I did. So it's navbar item link.
Yeah.
Is dropdown is hoverable. And then, so what is it? Here's the columns. So within, okay, so we need to wrap it in this thing here, I think.
Oh, yeah. You
It took
deleted
the div out up there. That was weird.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, I could see that. You make div the default element. You create an element with no name and just.
And then it has to have a like a value, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So, and then this is navbar link.
It was very exciting.
There we go. So that's the drop down. But I don't want, I want this, but I don't want this little caret here.
Yeah, why can't we do what they did?
Has drop down, is hoverable. Go back to Bulma.
I bet has drop down puts in that caret. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. So there's the drop down. Is there any other options? There's the burger, the menu, toggle, the start and the end, the item. The parent of a drop down. A transparent nav bar.
Drop down chevron.
Show bottom nav bar. Oh, huh. Or what about? Looks like it's going to force us into using that. Drop down, drop up, drop down without arrow is arrowless.
Oh my goodness! I mean, that's part of what I like about this. Like, you do get
So
those
nice.
utility classes. Yeah.
Where do I put it though? Is arrowless is on the link. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So
okay, so now we need the sun.
We do.
Which we were using font awesome.
We have font awesome. So
which font awesome are we using though? Let's check and see. 563. Okay. Okay.
I say we ask Copilot
if it can.
My contribution to the stream.
Yes, that's it. Ask John's here to say ask Copilot, to throw out an ask Copilot now.
Looks like you're doing something by yourself.
All right, we have a sun. And should we use the FA solid sun?
Sure.
FA solid FA sun. Which what am I doing here? I want to put an icon. So what do I? That's like, I forget how to do this. Bulma sun icon. I asked Copilot. There you go.
All right. I feel like
what do. I mean,
FA sun.
It did it here. I actually want this here. Will this work? Can I do this? And I don't think that's the right FA solid FA sun. So that's not going to work. FA dash solid.
I do think font awesome changes over the years between versions. They have more breaking changes, and that's
it's not working. What happened? Yes, always, man, always. Yeah, there it does change. The icons do change.
Yeah.
So
what's that?
It's not. It's not. Copy the glyph,
Are you selected in the right?
the right version.
Yeah.
Let's see. 5 dot, what was it? 5.6.3. 5. Icons for 5. Sun.
FAS. I mean, I'm just saying that's what Copilot said.
It did say that.
It did say that. I take back my.
Yeah, and it's already in there.
Yeah. Other than that, though, there's no way you would have known.
Yo, there's too much going on here. Where's my what are we doing? What is this?
It's where
Oh
your
my
yellow
gosh, get
is,
me out of
not
here.
right there. The Copilot knows.
Ah, you're killing me. FAS.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
See, but that is an example of a thing where I don't love that. Okay, that's cool.
All right, so we're just gonna copy Bulma because
Right, I mean,
what are they using? So they have the sun and it's yellow, and then they have the moon and a computer. So they have light, dark, and system.
mm-hmm.
So we need to add those here. So let's put them. This is light. And then wait a minute, hold on.
All
Really?
right.
Will it figure it out? Will it do it?
System. Okay, just system. LG. No,
FAS,
that's not
FALG,
right.
FA adjust?
Well, I mean, say system theme or something.
I don't
Discard. That's not all good. That's
I want to see what this makes though. I'm curious.
okay.
I don't know. These are all spans. I don't know if it's going to put them on the same line. Huh. It used that. Interesting strat. Okay,
Yeah.
so first of all, these things are not
The sizing is
wide enough.
Yeah.
What did I do down here? What am I doing in the drop down?
Yeah.
Now
Fixed
for
size on the
item
drop
span
down.
log. It's just one item.
I'm looking at the Bulma.
It's only as wide as this thing.
Oh, I think that's what you need. You need to set a width on that guy.
I don't want to do that.
Maybe? No. How are I'm looking. Themes.
Drop down. Navbar drop down. I think each one just needs to be an item. So if I wrap this in an item, I bet you that.
They use buttons. Or you don't have buttons. You have anchor tags or spans. So that's maybe part of why they use buttons.
Oh, instead of spans?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we got to be able to click on them, don't we?
Yeah. So it's a button with the span inside of it, and the span inside of it has an I tag.
Okay, so let's try.
I love how you give Copilot like system wrap.
Yeah, I did. Well, in this case, I'm using Emmet. I'm using Emmet to wrap the.
Oh, right. Okay.
Quite.
So, but did you finish wrapping them in buttons? You did not.
I think it's gonna. Let me wrap them. Let me wrap this in an item. Definitely needs to be in an item. But I don't think wrapping it in a button puts an outline around it.
Yeah, no. Because they did button. It puts a hover, but
They're not using, Bulma's not even using their own elements here to do this.
I mean,
So
this is button.
what is the element that contains a check mark?
No, they do bd-nav item.
Yeah, but that's not a part of Bulma.
Oh. I mean, we could set CSS on it.
That's true. I just want to see on the buttons. Okay, so they do put check marks on the buttons. No, that's in an input. That's not a button at all.
So semantically, are these buttons?
Should we use a button?
Right,
we shouldn't use an anchor.
So an anchor should take you somewhere.
Right.
There's a button that performs an action.
All right, well, let's wrap this in a... I thought I wrapped this in a button too, did I not?
No. That's what I was freaking out about. Okay. That is really slick. But it did div class equals button. You don't want dot button? I mean, maybe do. On the Bulma site,
when I do this, you mean when I do wrap with abbreviation?
Yeah, okay, that is cool, but I wouldn't do div class equals button.
Oh, we want to do button. Oh, you're right. You're right. So instead, what we should be doing. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Okay. And I don't think you have to do classic.
For the other two, we'll wrap.
Yeah. I don't think you need button class equals button.
You do. Yeah. You actually you do. If you don't, it doesn't style it like a button. Come on, man. Just make it fit.
Okay. So why don't we do we have, I mean, I guess so.
It's extending beyond the button. Span. Why is it doing that? Should it be Yes. Okay, I'm getting closer here. But I want a space.
You do ampersand and BSP.
I'd prefer not to do that, though, man. Here's what I'm gonna do.
I'm tempting you. Yeah. So this is button class equals navbar item.
Bam.
Oh, well, all right. That works.
I just wrapped it and put some margin on it. That's better. The thing is, they're not going to be the same. They're not going to be the same width.
So that's where. Yeah. So what they did on the Bulma site, which I agree with, is set CSS on the parent class to a specific width. Isn't there a Bulma thing where you can do a fixed width like in EMs?
No. I can set margin.
I'm surprised. There's not a utility that's like minimum width 10 Ms.
There's not. So we did. Let me just check. Okay, so this is whoa. This is what we currently have. It's not the worst. Actually, this works. We just need to remove the outline. Wrapping it in a button, is that really what we want here?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Matters to me.
I was going with the button because, like, number one, semantically, blah, blah, blah. And then also that's what they do on the Bulma site. And I like to copy working code. I would set the width of all of those, like just in a CSS, just set the width to nav bar drop down button to 10 ems.
We can, and there's like this nice popover. I like there's better. However, close enough. Light, dark, and system.
Mm-hmm. We still got to actually make them do something.
I know. Click. So we just need to add click events.
Okay, let's see if Copilot can do the whole thing. Update the. Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Like, I don't know, in chat or something, say update the light, dark, and whatever buttons to call a Blazor handler, which will set the data-theme property for the HTML element. Yeah. I'm assuming it won't work, but I just want to like push it.
JavaScript interrupt. No.
No, we don't want that.
Not again, man.
We don't have to do that. We can set it. We can set up.
Can we?
I think. Well, where is HTML? Where is that set? Maybe
HTML.
Oh, you know what? What is our? We can set it in the.
We don't actually have. It's not. It's outside of the Blazor app.
Okay, so we can actually set. I think it cascades. So if you set data-theme on div class equals page, maybe it's right. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Kind of.
So.
Nah. Not right.
Yeah, but that's because our CSS is based on the HTML element.
Oh, instead of the page.
Yeah. So there's different ways we can work with interop. I think there's ways where we can more directly set that, or we can just change around our HTML, and we could have I think we mess with this a bit, that the page has to.
I think we can make this work.
Yeah.
What did we call this? Class page? Does it have a class? Main layout, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Just moving some things around here. That should fix the text coloring, I think. It does not. Did it not update? It should have.
Because it's the isolated CSS, you have to restart.
Is it?
Yeah. Isolated CSS doesn't always get applied because it's doing some complex stuff. It's been my experience. I know they've.
No, it's still not updating the text.
Well, is it applying? It's funny that this is a hard problem. We want to toggle theme, and it's like
CSS is the hardest. It is the only problem. Data theme dark color. Yeah, it's setting the color. It's just it's getting overridden. Maybe here, but I don't have access to this, do I?
So that is coming. You could do JS interop. You could do JS interrupt. You can, because that is happening in the www root index.
I can still do this.
Let's see about this. Set HTML.
No, it still doesn't work, man.
Property. Oh, Janiska has an interesting idea, which is outside the scope. Don't make it a binary choice. Have it a slider. I have an e-reader that does that. You can slide the brightness and the yellow/blue.
So we're setting this too low down in the stack.
Yeah, so that's why that's our highest up Blazor managed element.
We need to set it here though, because this is what Bulma says to do. So if we don't do that, our mileage may vary.
Yeah. Control head content. So you can control head content from Blazor. That's what
I think we just do the JS interrupt, right? Like it's just.
It's not that hard.
Sometimes you just gotta
You've
do
done
it.
it before in here.
Also, I have a meeting in 6 minutes.
Better type fast.
What?
No,
I can't implement all this in 6 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, you can set head content. There's outlets. That's the thing I was thinking of. Blazor introduced outlets, and I wonder if we could use an outlet. I'm gonna bug Dan to ask about this.
Yeah, can you ask? Because I just don't see how we do it without the JS interrupt.
Okay. Tell you what, you've got a meeting in 6 minutes. Why don't you push this? Actually, we got to make sure you push this to a branch, and then I can work on it, or one of our viewers can get us that pull request.
Yeah, the pull requests that never come. They never come.
We've gotten 2 pull requests.
That's true.
What's that? And one from Steve. It's head outlet. Yeah. I think this could be done with head outlet potentially. Not necessarily a head outlet, but an outlet.
Does it know what we did? Remove commented out code and update CSS for dark mode fixes. Implementing dark mode toggle. Okay.
Awesome. And you pushed it?
Yeah, might as well create a pull request as well.
Wonderful. Okay. This is great. I hope you have the best meeting of your morning or day.
That is not possible, but thank you for the well wishes.
All right. I'm going to play us out with some lo-fi short little loop because you don't have much time. And thanks for watching.